I am Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle, and the other day, I had a parcel delivered to my bar, and I looked at it. I was about to open it up, thinking it was mine. I thought, I don't remember ordering anything. Maybe someone sent me a gift. So I was about to open it, then I saw it wasn't actually for me. It was actually addressed to somebody who lives in an apartment building downtown. I thought, goddamn mailman delivered the wrong parcel to my bar. Now I've got to go and do the right thing and deliver it to this person. Or I could just throw it in the trash. But I was feeling strangely generous on this occasion, because I had woken up happy. And my generosity was a little bit up today. So I decided I would go and deliver this parcel downtown. So I did. So I went down there. I found the apartment and I knocked on the door, and this woman opened the door, and she was dancing. She was gonna stand at the door, just dancing. And she just said, "Hello, darling, come inside." And I said, "Lady, I've just got this parcel, and it's been delivered to my bar by mistake," and she cut me off. And she said, "Do you dance, darling? Darling, do you dance?" And I said, "Lady, I don't want to dance. I just want to give you this parcel, and I gotta go. I gotta open up my bar." And then she said, "Dance with me, darling. Dance with me, darling." And I said, "Lady, I don't want to dance with you. I gotta get back to my bar. I don't want to do no dancing." And then she suddenly took my hat off my head and she put it on her own head, and she started to dance backwards into the apartment. And she said, "Come inside, darling, and dance with me. Come inside." And I had no choice. I thought for a second I could just leave my hat behind and buy myself a new hat. But I love that hat so damn much, I couldn't just leave it and abandon that hat. So I shouldn't have gone inside. I know I shouldn't have done. I thought, if I go inside the apartment, then surely some kind of horrible thing is going to happen to me. I'm going to wind up in some kind of crazy adventure, and crazy crap's going to happen to me if I go in there. And I didn't listen to the little voice inside my head, and I walked inside, which I should not have done. I go in there, and then she suddenly grabs me by the hands, and she makes me start dancing with her. And we're just dancing there, and I'm thinking, what the hell is this? And then she says, "I see you can dance, darling. You're a good dancer. We should dance together all night long. We should go onto the balcony and dance, darling." And I said, "Lady, I don't want to dance. Believe me, I don't do dancing. I can't dance. I got two left feet. I never danced well in my whole damn life. I gotta go." She's gonna take my hat, and she slapped my hand away. And she wouldn't let me have my hat back. And she said, "Don't disappoint me, darling. I want to dance with you." And I said, well, I tried to say something, but she just cut me off. Every time I tried to speak, she just cut me off. And then the front door of the apartment opened up, and this guy walked in, and it was her husband. And he wanted to know what the hell was going on. He wanted to know who the hell this guy was that she's dancing with. And then she tells him, she says, "We're in love, darling. This is my new lover. And I'm leaving you, darling. I'm leaving you for him, darling. And we've been seeing each other for months. We're in love, darling." And this guy believes it. He thinks that she's been having an affair with me for goddamn months, and I never met her before. And I said, "Lady, I have never seen you before tonight in the whole of my goddamn life. I don't know who you are, but you're clearly unhinged, and I've never seen you before. We've not been having an affair." And I said to her husband, I said, "Pal, buddy, I have never seen her before. I do not know your wife." And then she slapped my face really, really hard. And she actually broke the skin. And then she said, "How could you, darling? You've broken my heart. How could you say this, darling?" And then she says to me, I thought you cared about me, darling. I thought you cared so much. You said you loved me, darling, but you didn't mean it. They were just lies, darling. And I thought that this lady is completely insane, like everybody else I meet. And her husband, he was getting really, really furious. I could see his face was bright red. And he was just fuming. He was clenching his fists. And then his wife just said, "Get the revolver from the drawer, darling. Kill him, darling. He's broken my heart. You must punish him and kill him, darling." And her husband, he just agreed. He went over to the drawer without saying the word, and he got out this revolver, and he started putting bullets inside. And the guy was going to kill me for having an affair with his wife when I actually wasn't. It's just that she's insane. And he's just believing every word she's saying. And I think, how do I get caught up in these situations? What did I do to deserve these kind of crazy things happening to me? And then she looks at me and she slaps my face really hard again, but from the other side. And she says, "How could you have broken my heart, darling? We meant so much to each other." And I said, "Lady, I don't know you. You are insane, lady." And she slapped my face again. And then she said, "My husband will kill you for breaking my heart. You'll never break another woman's heart ever again, darling." And then her husband fires off a shot, but he missed. And then he fired again, and then I started running around the apartment, avoiding being shot by all his bullets. And then she starts picking up like vases and ornaments, and she starts throwing them at me. And one of them hit me in the head and cut my head and started bleeding. And then I managed to avoid others, and while he continued to shoot his gun. And then she just kept saying, "Kill him, darling, kill him. He deserves to die, darling." So she starts chasing me around the apartment, still throwing things at me, anything she could get her hands on, plates, dishes, cups, anything. And then she runs up, trying to grab hold of me, and she starts trying to strangle me. And she's calling me a monster. Me, a monster, when I've done nothing wrong. "You monster, darling, you evil monster. You've taken my heart and you've crushed it. You've thrown it away and given it to the dogs, darling." I just didn't know what to say to this kind of craziness, and there's nothing you can say. When someone insane is at your face and they're talking all kinds of crazy crap, you just can't reason with them. There's nothing you can say. They're just too far gone. And then her husband, who's extremely trigger happy as hell, he just takes another shot at me, but he accidentally shot his wife instead. He shot her in the shoulder, just a flesh wound. And she swung around, and she was wide-eyed, and she looked at him, and she said, "You bastard, darling, you absolute bastard. You should have shot him, not me." And then she runs at him, and they start fighting over the gun. And she's slapping his face and slapping his face. And the gun is just going back and forth and firing shots in the air. And I thought, this is my opportunity to get the hell out of here. And I just made for the door. And I just opened that door up and ran out into the hallway. And I slammed the door behind me. And then I heard another gunshot go off. And then I heard this loud thud hit the floor. So one of them was shot and probably killed. I didn't know which one. And I wasn't going to stick around to find out, and I just ran off down the hallway. So as I'm running down the hallway, a door opens up at the end, and this guy pokes his head out, and he looks all around, wide-eyed, looking around. And then he sees me, and he said, "Quick, come inside, come inside." So for some reason I find myself following him, which I shouldn't have done, but I did. And he closes the door behind me and locks it. And he says, "Did you bring it?" I said, Did I bring what, son?" And then he said, "You know." I said, "No, I don't know anything, son. I don't know what you're talking about." "Oh, you do know." And I said, "Son, what do you think I have brought?" And then he said, "Oh, don't play games. You know what I'm talking about. You brought it, didn't you? I see it there on your arm. It's there. And I realized that I still have that parcel with me, and it's stuck under my arm, and it's been there the whole goddamn time. And so I pulled it out, and I said, right, you mean this? And I start to open it, and he goes, no, don't open it now, it's too dangerous. Everybody's watching. There are too many people here. Don't open it now. Not now. And I said, son, there's no one else here but you and me. It's just you and me. There's no one else here. And he said, are you blind? There are 15 of us in this room. 15 of us. I said, son, there's no one else here. It's just you and me. There's not 15 people in here. And I thought, oh God, there's another crazy person. And he's British. And she was British. That crazy woman down the hall, she was British. He's British too. How come they're both British? And what is this, some kind of British building? I found myself inside. And then he suddenly stops, and he starts talking to the goddamn chair. And he's starting having this conversation with the chair. And he's like whispering to it, and he's like he's listening, like the chair is talking back. And then he says, no, we can't do that. It would be wrong. So who are you talking to, son? And then he points and he said, this is Mr. Fortescue. This is my dear friend, Mr. Fortescue, sitting here in the chair. Can't you see him? It's plain as day. It's Mr. Fortescue. It's my oldest, dearest friend, my confidant. Son, there ain't no one there. There's just a goddamn empty chair. And then he looks at me and he says, I don't play games. I can't abide people who play games with me. This is my friend, Mr. Fortescue. And he's advising, and he thinks that you should be killed. He said, you have a very untrustworthy face. And he doesn't like it at all. He tells me that you're a very bad man. Very, very bad man. And you've done terrible, terrible things. And I really shouldn't trust you, and you should really be killed. And I always listen to his advice. Sometimes I don't listen to his advice and things go terribly wrong. But on this occasion, I think I really should pay attention. I'm afraid you're going to have to be killed. I thought, oh, Jesus. This guy wants to kill me too. Everybody I meet wants to kill me. I mean, do I have that kind of face? I mean, is this the kind of face that you just want to kill? Is it the beard? Is it the hat? Is it people don't like my hat and that's why they just want to kill me? And everyone I meet is crazy, and they all want to kill me. Even if they don't know who I am, they just seem to want me dead. And then he suddenly got out this gun and puts a silencer on the gun. And he's about to blow me away. And then he said, I'm so sorry that I have to do this to you. But I really must pay attention to Mr. Fortescue. He always gives me such good advice. Such wonderful advice. And we sit and talk for hours about the world and affairs and all sorts of things, and our dreams and our fantasies. And he's always right with his advice, all the time. And I must listen to his advice now. Otherwise, everything could be lost if I let you live. I'm just so sorry. You have a nice face. You seem like a lovely person, and I'd like to get to know you and be friends with you. But I'm going to have to kill you. On the advice of Mr. Fortescue. And then he suddenly turns to the side, and it's like he's listening to somebody who stood next to him who isn't there. And he's just nodding. Yeah. I see, yeah. Well, maybe you're right. Yeah. And he's listening to the advice of somebody that isn't actually there. And then I suddenly thought, maybe there is someone there. Maybe there is a guy in the chair. Maybe this room is full of ghosts. Now that's something that never actually occurred to me. That did not occur to me at all. Either he's insane, and there's there's actually no one in this room at all, and he can just see all these people that aren't there. They're just figments of his imagination. Or the room is full of ghosts, and these ghosts are talking to him and influencing him. And there's no way of knowing. Either way, I'm screwed, because he's going to kill me. And then he suddenly says, "I've been listening to my friend, Mr. Marmaduke, and he tells me that you're a good man, and you should be allowed to live, and I really shouldn't kill you at all, and you could be a very good friend, an ally in my cause, and I should really let you live." Now, I do listen to the advice of Mr. Marmaduke sometimes when I don't agree with Mr. Fortescue, and sometimes they are in conflict with each other, and sometimes they agree. But on this occasion, I think I might just listen to Mr. Marmaduke. What's that? Oh, Mr. Fortescue says I'm being a fool if I listen to Mr. Marmaduke. Oh, I don't know what to do now. And there's such both good friends, and I always listen to the advice of both of them. But when they disagree, it becomes so hard, and I become so confused, and I just don't know what to do. I'm really not sure. Oh well, I don't know. I'm so conflicted, and I just couldn't believe what I'm going through in this crazy situation. Just had some married couple trying to kill me, and now I've got some crazy nut who's either talking to imaginary friends or he's talking to ghosts who think I should or should not be killed. And then he suddenly said the craziest thing. He said, Mr. Fortescue thinks you're a spy for the other side. And I said, the other side of what, son? Oh, you know. Don't stop playing games again. I really can't stand it if you start playing games. Then I lose all reason if you play games with me. Mr. Marmaduke, who says that you're not a spy, and you're just an innocent bystander who's been mixed up in all of this mess. Oh, I don't know who to listen to. I really don't. So he gets hold of a chair, a dining chair, and he puts it in the center of the room, and he gets me to sit down on it. And then he says to me, Mr. Fortescue is going to act as prosecutor, and Mr. Marmaduke is going to act as your defense, and they're going to both present arguments in the case of whether you should live or die. But first, we must discuss the plans. I said, what plans, son? I don't know about no goddamn plans. And he said, oh, you must. You must know about the plans. You must have brought them with you. It can't be in the parcel. The parcel is too small. It must be folded up inside your pocket. And I said, what plans, son? I don't know about no goddamn plans. And he said, oh, you do. You're just playing games again. I know you have the plans with you. And they're the plans for the meeting where we will hand over the object. And I said, what goddamn object, son? And then he stops singing. He starts listening to the guy in the chair who isn't there. And he says, Mr. Fortescue has decided that you must die now because you're being so uncooperative, and Mr. Marmaduke is beginning to agree with him. And as they're both agreeing, I think I should listen to them both and dispatch you now. I said, no, I don't think so, son. You're not going to kill me. Nobody kills Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. And I just got hold of the parcel and I just threw it up in the air, and he screamed. And he was just fumbling for the parcel, and it was just going up in the air, and he couldn't seem to catch it. And I quickly ran to the front door, but the door was locked, and he had the key in his pocket. So I ran across the room while he was still fumbling with the parcel, and I just ran through the curtains, and I found myself on the balcony. I just climbed down into the next apartment and went inside, and there was this woman. She was just lying across this couch, just kind of draped across the couch. And she looked at me, and I said, lady, don't worry, I'm not dangerous or anything. No, I'm not breaking in. I'm not some crazy guy. I'm just passing through. I'm just going to go right through past you. Don't scream, don't call the cops or anything. I'm just going to go right past, and I'm going to go through the front door, and I'm going to leave. You'll never see me again. And you know what she said? She looked at me and she said, I've been waiting for you, baby. I thought, what? I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you all weekend, baby. I thought, what the hell is she talking about? She didn't know. I don't know who she is. And then she said, you've been with her, haven't you? You've been with her. You've been with her again. You've been running around me, haven't you, Jake? You've been having your affairs again, Jake. I thought, what the hell? I said, lady, my name is not Jake. I don't know who you are. And I have had a very long day. I've had 3 crazy people try to kill me, pull a gun at me. And now you're the 4th crazy person I've met today. And she looked at me and she said, you're so cruel, Jake. How could you say these things to me? And I've been so good to you. I don't know you, lady. My name is not Jake. I am Nathaniel. My name is Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. I have never seen you before in the whole of my goddamn life. I don't know who this Jake is. And then she just stops me. And I start to make my way towards the door. And she gets up. And then she suddenly pulls out a gun. And she got a gun until it's the 3rd person who's pulled a gun on me today. And then she said, I won't take you running around on me no more, Jake. I'm gonna kill us both. We're gonna go to heaven. And we're gonna be together. I'm gonna shoot you through your cruel and twisted heart. Then I'm gonna shoot myself. And we'll be together for eternity. Oh, this lady is insane. And then she suddenly starts firing at me. I just jumped down behind the sofa. And then she says, you'll never cheat on me again, Jake. I don't know how I find myself in these situations. I really don't. So I just ran towards the balcony while she's still shooting at me. And there was no time to try and climb down, so I just jumped right over the balcony, which is about 20 stories high. And I just went right down through the air. And I splashed down in the swimming pool. Luckily, there was a goddamn swimming pool that had to break my fall. And she looked over the balcony and she started shooting away down towards me. And she accidentally shot various people who were sunbathing down by the pool. They didn't die. She just shot them in the arms and legs to their complete shock. And I just got out of the pool and I started running. I could hear her voice in the distance. How could you do this to me, Jake? How could you do this? I thought, you are insane. And I thought, I am never coming back to this building ever again. I went back to my bar and sat down and poured myself whiskey. I thought, I am never gonna deliver a parcel. If a parcel comes to my bar addressed to somebody else, I am not gonna go and deliver it. I'm just gonna throw it in the trash, which is what I should have done today, rather than go there and nearly get myself killed 3 times over.